Welcome to Fright Night.
What do we get from the light of the sun?
A nasty burn, now isn't that fun?
Swim in the ocean, run on the beach,
Drown in the surf and blood like a leech.
we have no time for merrymaking. Chop off the head for badness sake, sever a limb, batter and bake. Nasty spells of bubonic night. Come close and see what's hidden from sight.
Happy October. What? Aw. Fine. Happy Halloween month, y'all. Pumpkin patches, pumpkin lattes, pumpkin pies, pumpkin babes if you're really lucky. But best of all, pumpkin babes. Let's be real about that one. But a close second is spooky flicks. Ain't nothing like getting into the spirit of the spookiest time of the year by watching all the shrieks and creeps that celluloid has to offer. Going back to my old formula of watching older films, yay. So, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Spooky Dan, and this is week 1 of my Halloween special.
I want to die on Halloween. Halloween, Halloween, I want to die on Halloween.
Under the bridge of goblin weights, she never sleeps or hesitates.
Set in the Wild West, Patrick Wilson's wife is kidnapped by cannibal Native Americans. Sheriff Kurt Russell and company set out to rescue her. This was kinda boring, actually. I mean, it picks up in the final act, but when so much of this 2+ hour movie is dedicated to build-up, that final act momentum really doesn't cut it. It does a fair job of setting up the characters, so I like Russell, Wilson, and found Matthew Fox to be a complex dude who has it out for natives. The only character I didn't like was Richard Jenkins, who seriously felt like try-hard comic relief. The dude literally dedicates minutes to talking about reading books in bathtubs. It's like, what are we doing here, y'all? I do like that as their long-ass journey gets further in, their supplies start dwindling. They lose horses, and the severely injured Patrick Wilson becomes more and more a liability. But it does a great job of making it clear that how they originally set out, all armed and ready for battle and rescue, that's not how things will ultimately end. And that final act, yes, is so well directed. Harrowing, disturbing, the perfect Wild West horror ending. It's not my cup of tea, but the talent legitimizes it, and that final act was pretty sweet. But in order to get there, it's a lot of fluff that I didn't always agree with. But I think I'm in the minority, so I say check it out if you don't mind slower paced Western horrors. My honest rating for Bone Tomahawk, a 3 out of 5.
Tell me a story full of betrayal, a headless horseman covered with snails.
This found footage film follows college students making a documentary about Alzheimer's. That goes right out the window when their subject becomes possessed. It's not bad. I mean, it's not the best found footage film ever made, and it certainly comes with its fair share of tropes that seem to legally come with the genre. But I've seen worse. What I appreciate is that no one's seeking any spookums, just trying to inform the masses about a terrible disease. But as things get more dire and more out of their element, it gets properly freaky. Some of the filmmakers opt out while others stick around to see it through. The acting from Jill Larson as the titular Deborah Logan is nothing short of amazing. Perfectly blending a sympathetic woman trying to live her life with this condition, having her reservations about being a pet project for a bunch of kids, to being a total creep show, with Anne Ramsey being the beating heart of the flick as Deborah's daughter. Where the flick loses me is all the cliches. A few too many times, you'll see something exciting happen, and the person in front of the camera's looking back to make sure that the camera is following them. And of course, abnormally keeping the camera in hand despite threats to life. I like it for the most part, but that really depends on how you feel about found footage movies. I say it's worth checking out, but viewer beware. My honest rating for The Taking of Deborah Logan, a 4 out of 5.
will help to stave off the progression of this disease. Stave it off. There's no cure.
Follow the path, the sleepless night. Feels so good to have a bad fright.
Evan is a young man who travels to Italy after his mother's death. He meets the beautiful Louise, who harbors a terrifying secret. I dug this. I think fans of more faster-paced horror might not enjoy it as much as I do, but I say if you stick with it, it's rewarding. I feel like it's best to say this up front. It's not really a horror film. It's first and foremost a romantic drama that happens to have some trippy-ass body horror in it. I won't give anything away, as it would seriously ruin the WTF factor later on. And because of that, this is very difficult to talk about. The acting from the two leads is phenomenal. Lou Taylor Pucci as Evan perfectly gives the character this lost vibe. Not just being a foreigner, but in life in general. Thinking what he wants is drink and meaningless sex, but winds up finding a true connection with someone. Even working on a farm for a widower factors into the themes of loss, grief, and the finality of time and how to make it count, particularly with someone special. And Nadia Hilker is as mysterious as she is gorgeous as Louise. A fiery bombshell with an unknown past and freaky secrets. Upon first watch, it's easy to be frustrated with her as there does seem to be some hypocrisy. But as things unravel with her, there is a reason for it and gives this flick rewatchability. Oh, it's so hard to not give away the big stuff, but I highly recommend checking this out. My honest rating for Spring, a strong 4 out of 5.
It doesn't outweigh that you might be a mental patient, and I gotta make sure you're the kind of crazy I can deal with.
Something raging down the hall. Watch your step, you'll have a great fall.
A large group of people awaken in an alien ship, standing on a circle that they cannot step away from or they'll die. Every minute, someone dies at random unless someone is voted to die. Well, this was an interesting idea that somehow never got old, and even takes a turn that took some time to digest, but ultimately I feel like this is a simple but impactful flick. It's the writing that really elevates this. As the story gets started, you're sitting there wondering how the circle works and what the rules are. Instinctually, you might think it's about these people banding together to figure out how to overcome their situation and fight back against the aliens. Very quickly, this does not become the story. Soon, ideology becomes the question on who is voted to be executed, ranging from race, jobs, LGBTQ, religion, and as the numbers dwindle even more, does being pregnant or a 10-year-old child even matter? Characters switch sides, twists and turns abound. There truly is no way to know how this story ends and becomes a shock to the system when the credits roll. There are some moments where the writing loses itself, like one girl is recognized as an adult entertainer, but she insists that she's not. So it sort of becomes an excuse to kill more people off, and this happens a couple of times, but rarely affects the overall entertainment value. Also, the ending is a bit too ambiguous for my tastes. It's on Netflix if you're interested, and I do recommend it. My honest rating for Circle, a 4 out of 5.
Us.
What do you mean?
We're choosing who dies.
Oftentimes we're better off dead when we wake the scourgers red.
Charlie Brewster, his best friend Evil Ed, and his ex-girlfriend Amy are exchange students in Romania. Charlie witnesses his unusually attractive teacher, Jerry Dandridge, is a vampire, but no one believes him as she torments him. Okay, 2 things here. 1, none of the Fright Night movies are good. And number 2, how is this a sequel or a follow-up in any way, shape, or form? It's just another remake of the first movie! It's blatantly obvious too, and never deviates from the original formula. Charlie sees the vampire, tries to convince everyone around him that she is one, but no one believes him. It's a load of frustrating bullshit. Fueling the original beats, the kids deciding that a media personality that doesn't actually fight creatures of the night is the best person to help them fight a creature of the night is alive and well and continues to make zero sense. The characters are bland, though I give credit that Jamie Murray is a more alluring vampiress than Julie Carmen was in her sequel. Even the ending isn't a highlight like it's been in previous films, looking more like a zombie than a vampire. And I'm pretty sure this got a lot of vampire lore wrong. Why this movie keeps getting touched, I will never know. The first one sucked. The second one sucked. The remake is forgettable, and somehow this one is worse than all of them. Wow! My honest rating for Fright Night 2 New Blood, a 2 out of 5.
Welcome to Fright Night for real, bitch. The Titanic 3 sets sail, but little do they know that the great-granddaughter of the original Titanic's captain sneaks aboard and casts a curse on the Titanic 3 to resurrect the ghosts of the original ship. Yeah, I had a fun time with this one. Definitely a so bad it's fun kind of thing going on. Let me just show you how this stinker opens, and it'll give you a great idea of what you're in for. Shit, this was a great start. The acting is all over the place, with some being unusually committed for the material being handed to them, and others being appropriately hammy and over the top. Compliments of the freaking gorgeous Lydia Hurst with her big, beautiful, psycho eyes. She clearly had a fun-ass time on set. Even the designs of the ghosts are surprisingly creepy, what with their vacant eye sockets, and in a more seriously made film could have been even more effective. Though why exactly the ghosts have all these different powers is beyond me. There are comically stupid characters who obviously get killed off, though it is a point of frustration when they aren't shown a gruesome death when others are. Though it does take a while for the spooks to get going, the corny acting kept me entertained until the very end. It's a dumb, fun time. If you want to see generic ghosts killing people on the Titanic 3, have a guess. My honest rating for Titanic 666, a 4 out of 5.
Seeking someone to devour. The devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour.
Halloween, 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 Halloween.
A ragtag team of mercenaries and their boat driver venture out to a luxury cruise liner in the middle of the ocean. Little do they know that the ship has been invaded by a large unknown creature, and the crew and passengers are nowhere to be found, except Jean Grey. This is so much fun! A campy, goofy, badass time. But goddamn, someone's gotta explain to me how it's legal for Famke Janssen to look like she does. Like, damn! This doesn't hold back what it is the moment it opens up. Overacting badasses a la Predator, over-the-top villains who outright revel in being rich and pompous, and big ol' sets getting destroyed with extras and stunt folk throwing themselves left and right. I was all in. Even once the tentacles reveal themselves in all their outdated CGI glory, things only get better. The design of the tentacles is freaky, their speed, the incredible acting around what is clearly not there, it all culminates into something fantastically cheesy. And look at this lineup. A baby-faced Wes Studi, Cliff Curtis, Jimin goddamn motherfucking Ansu, and the late and great Trevor, hello baby, did you miss me? Goddard. Everyone protect Josh Lawson. The Kano actors just keep fucking dying. There's never a boring moment. The human villains are oodles of fun. It's just a ridiculous good time. I'm so happy I made time for this one. My kind of action-packed creature feature. Loved it. My honest rating for Deep Rising, a 5 out of 5.
Now what?
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Hit that like or dislike button, all engagement is welcomed, subscribe to the channel for more reviews, and as always, have a great night, stay safe and healthy out there, and hope to see you soon.
Something rancid in the bowl, and we'll take your restless soul. Something breathing in the hole. Leave the man behind the window. Follow the path this sleepless night. Feels so good to have a bad fright. I know a sight that will make you scream. I want to die on Halloween. 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 I want to die on Halloween.